and a very warm welcome to the City of Auckland, and more specifically the North Shore Events Centre for Finals Day at the SKYCITY New Zealand Grand Prix Gold event. And today's finals feature some of the world's very best badminton players. Well, as you can see, Auckland boasts some of the most spectacular and beautiful scenery anywhere in the world, and I'm quite certain we will have spectacular badminton for you here today. The SKYCITY New Zealand Open is the 6th event on the 14 tournament BWF Grand Prix Gold series, and of course this event only joined the Grand Prix Gold last year, so this is only the second edition of this event. Well, the crowd, as you can see, pretty much ready for the start of the finals. The opening ceremony for Finals Day has already taken place. And as I say, we have a terrific lineup here on Finals Day. We're going to be starting with women's singles and the World Championship bronze medalist Hyun up against Ohori, the 19-year-old left-hander from Japan. Then mixed doubles and Chan Peng-soon and Go Li-ying looking for their first Grand Prix gold title since 2012. They're up against Zheng Xiwei and Li Yinwei, of course, who have won a Grand Prix Gold title already this year. Then we've got men's singles, and will it be third time lucky for Wang Yuxiang? It's his third Grand Prix Gold final today, but he's still looking for his first title. He's up against the two-time former champion Takashita of Japan. Then we've got women's doubles, and Fukushima and Hirota will be wanting to go one better than last year, where they lost in the final. They're up against the number 2 seeds Zhang Ye-na and Lee So-hee. Then we finish with men's doubles. The hugely entertaining Pratama and Suwada of Indonesia are up against the former world champions Go Sung-hyun and Shin Bek-chol. Well, the crowd really are ready, aren't they? What a terrific lineup, as I say. When you look at that lineup, you know we're going to be in for a treat. Well, this is the women's singles draw from quarter-final stage, and by quarter-finals we only had 4 seeds left. By the semi-finals, just 2 seeds. And as you can see in the final, just the number 1 seed remains.
Welcome to the SKYCITY New Zealand Open, Game 1 on Finals Day, the women's singles final. Would you please welcome world number 5 and your top seed from Korea, Sung Ji-hyun. Please welcome, from Japan, she has beaten 3 seeds on the way to the final, it's Aya Ohori.
So what a moment for the Japanese youngster. Aya Ohori, just 19 years of age. A first ever Grand Prix Gold final for the young left-hander. Well, perhaps a little bit of the nerves. Now where's she gone? That's it. Finals occasions, you have to be introduced to the fans, go through the formalities. And of course, she's not used to that, not at this level. But it has to be said, I mean, she's already won a couple of titles already. 2013 Russian Grand Prix, and again, retained the title a year later in Russia. Well, I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that Oliver Layden-Davis is sitting alongside me once again. And Oliver, we've been very impressed by this young Japanese player all week.
Yeah, she's had a terrific path to the final, beating 3 seeds on her way there. And we'll see if she can go one better and take on the toughest job there is, and that's taking up the number 1 seed in her first, the Japanese girl's first Grand Prix Gold final this afternoon.
Yeah, it is incredible. She's already disposed of the number 2 seed, number 3 seed and number 5 seed. But of course, Sung Ji-hyun will be overwhelming favourite. The number 1 seed, there she is, all smiles at the moment for the 24-year-old from Seoul in South Korea. This is her 12th Grand Prix gold final, her 2nd this year. As you can see, she's currently number 8 in the world ranking, but did spend 3 weeks last October as world number 3. Won the side Modi Grand Prix gold earlier this year, hence her 2nd Grand Prix gold final of the year. And looking at her results, well, it was really the quarter-final which was her biggest problem, going to 3 games. But in that deciding game, she was 10-11 down at the change of ends and then won 11 of the next 14 points to win through 21-14, as you can see against Chen Fei. Hour and 14 minutes will have taken its toll, but she did have a comfortable semi-final yesterday. So to the youngster, the teenager, the young left-hander, Ohori, and 45 in the world ranking at the moment. She has been as high as 34. Now, we were saying what a tournament she's had so far. Second round, she beat Yui Hashimoto, the number 2 seed, in the quarterfinal. Chuya Chin, the number 5 seed, and yesterday in the semi-final, the number 3 seed, another left-hander, a battle of the left-handers yesterday against Bae Young Joo. So she really has been in tremendous form. One in Aizawa Matsu in Japan, in Fukushima. And as far as our court officials are concerned, well, it's a great occasion for them as well. Both of our court officials today from our host nation, and that's always good to see. Of course, we have court officials from all over the world to ensure neutrality throughout all of these matches. Well, there's a magnificent trophy, isn't it? And a little matter of the winner's check as well, but I'm sure that the players won't actually be thinking about the money at this precise moment. Now, I don't think we can really pay much attention to that, because as you can see, that Sung Ji-hyun actually retired injured when lead 5-4 in the opening game of that only previous encounter. So, Ollie, I don't think we can really read anything into that. It's like a brand new match, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, especially the way that Ohori has been playing this week. She's already knocked out 3 seeds, as we've said. She's in great form. She's, I think, undoubtedly the underdog coming into this match, but does that mean she comes in with no pressure? Absolutely. She has nothing to lose and can really take it to Sung Ji-hyun.
It's remarkable how Japan have had such success here at the New Zealand Open in recent years in the women's singles discipline. They've won 4 of the last 5 women's singles titles here in Auckland. Can she make it 5 of 6? Well, we're about to find out.
So, are you ready?
Yeah,
Ladies
well,
and
just
gentlemen.
her final stretching.
On my right, Aya Ohori, Japan. And on my left, Sung Ji-hyun, Korea. Sung Ji-hyun to serve. Level play.
So the number 1 seeds, Sung Ji-hyun, ready to get finals day underway. It's just wide. I really think, Ollie, that this young lady has gone under the radar so far in world terms, and that's because there's so many good Japanese women's singles players. Of course, recent winner of the All England, Okuhara. She's beaten some of her teammates here this week. Hashimoto is highly rated. Minati. Manatsu, another very competent player. There's a very good rally, isn't it? For the second rally of the match, my goodness me. Oh my word, and with shots like that, that's why I think she might make a bit of a surprise today.
Service over.
She's definitely been in great form this week. She hasn't dropped a game on her way to the final, and I think with a rally like that, it's very easy to see why.
Yeah, it's clever throw from Hyun.
Service over. 2-1.
Oh, that's delightful. Delightful net shot from Hyun.
3-1.
Yeah, court's going to need to be mopped a little. Puts her hand down there. And perspiration from the hand left on the court surface, and then the court can become a little bit slippery. There we go. Court attendant on very quickly. Always good to see. Do you believe in omens?
Play.
Or sort of patterns?
I used to.
Yeah? Because I'm just thinking about the last Grand Prix Gold tournament, of course, was last week, the Swiss Grand Prix Gold. Unseeded left-hander won the final. Herbing Xiao. We've got another left-handed unseeded player here in Auckland.
We do. Of course, Herbing Xiao, the runner-up here last
Service
year
over.
as well.
2-3.
So maybe from that point of view, the omen's not so good.
Mm. Good judgment, just long.
Service over. 3.
It's surprising when you look at the record books, actually, that Korea, of course, had a men's singles champion here last year, Lee Hyun-il, but never won any of the other disciplines here at the New Zealand Open. They're such a strong nation in world terms, that surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, it is interesting actually, especially like in the men's doubles, they have 3 pairs
So it's
inside the
over.
top 10 at the moment. Maybe it's just a tournament decision
Right.
by the federation of where they're best choosing to play and compete in their events and their tournament plans over the year.
Yeah, good rally. I think, you know, on a factual note, of course, New Zealand always
5,
suffers geographically
3.
from the fact that it's so far away. But quite frankly, this is my first time to this tournament, and it's such a well-run tournament. It's so friendly. I think that more the players come here now. It's a Grand Prix Gold status. I think the standard is better than last year, and I can only see the standard and more of the top players coming down here to Auckland. I think it's a fabulous event.
Exactly, yeah. I think especially as we become more cemented in the Grand Prix Gold circuit now, with that
6,
being introduced just
3.
recently, and now this is the second year that we've had Grand Prix Gold event in New Zealand, and it's great to see that just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I like that sort of slicing and half pace. It's a downward shot, but she's not giving her opponent any pace to feed off.
No, exactly. She's making Sung Ji-hun
So it's
create
over.
an opportunity for herself
4.
from that shot, and sometimes
6.
you find yourself not sure what to do with the shuttle and you don't make the right decision and maybe come up with a mistake.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, we were talking yesterday, weren't we, Ollie, about women's singles and the basic tactics is try and outmaneuver your opponent, use all four corners of the court, push them to the back, bring them forward, make them twist and turn. And that was classic women's singles tactics by Sungji Hyun. Look at that angle. That's magnificent.
Over. 7-4.
Oh my word, that's brilliant. What a delightful touch at the net from Ohori.
Service over. 5.
Yeah, and just emphasising
7.
the point I was making about coming in under the radar. She won 3 medals in 3 consecutive World Junior Championships. In fact, in 2013 in Bangkok, she was the #1 seed. Lost in the final to Yamaguchi, another one of those highly talented young Japanese players.
Yeah, when you've got 4 or 5 ladies singles now from Japan that are all genuinely pushing world-class players day in, day out, I think
5.
it's a bit unfortunate that she has flown under the radar for so long with 3 World Junior medals. As you say, she's obviously of genuine quality, and she's starting to show that here this week.
Yeah, I suppose sometimes it actually helps that you're not under pressure because nobody's particularly sort of expecting you to win the whole time, and that might actually have helped in her development because I've only seen her once before this week, and I think her skill level has improved considerably.
8.
Exactly. I mean, when you're in the not in the shadows is probably a bit tough, but when you have players like Okuhara, Yamaguchi, Hashimoto that are being, well, attracting the attention of the world leaders in ladies singles at the moment and setting the pace as well. But Ohori has something different. She has some more racket skills, more deception. Just not your typical ladies singles player, and the decisions she makes from what I've seen so far.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right on cue. Just proving your point. Terrific rally.
7-8.
Well, her coach looking a little bit concerned. I don't think you should be. I think she's started this final really well. Oh, well, there's nothing you can do about that. Hit the top of the tape and just trickled over.
Service over. 9-7.
Oh my goodness. Oh, good defence there. That was almost like a doubles player from
10,
Sungji Hyun.
7.
Park Tae-sang. Just too flat and not deep enough. That little lift to the forehand corner of Sungji Hyun, and it got what it deserved. It got thumped. So a 4-point advantage to the #1 seed here at the mid-game interval of this opening game. Just 9 minutes of play. Well, this her 18th final today, when you take into account all finals, and I haven't included in that the 2 World University Championships
20 seconds.
which she won.
Coach,
University
leave the clock,
Games,
please.
I think it was actually when she won gold. She is vastly experienced, and we forget that she's only 24 years of age, Sungji Hyun.
Ready to play.
Well, Ohori
11,
hasn't dropped a
7.
game all week, as we saw earlier. All of her matches
Play.
in straight games. calm in a crisis, Sung Ji-hyun.
Yeah, she certainly was. I think that's the third or fourth time we've seen Ohori just play from the net and brush across the back of the shuttle, trying to deceive Sung Ji-hyun and knock her off balance. But Sung Ji-hyun's seen it a couple of times now, and she read it really nicely.
Yeah, not only read it, but her reaction to play it into the open space. I always think that's, you know, so impressive with these top players. We were talking yesterday whether it's just instinctive that you know the gaps, or whether you literally think there's a gap across court and play it. And you were saying it was a bit of both, really.
Yeah, a lot of it's about just recognizing patterns. It's more relevant to the doubles and the mixed doubles disciplines, but especially in singles as well. If you have the feeling that they're going to look to cover one corner or one area of the court and you can play it to somewhere else, that's obviously the choice you're going to make. But a real hallmark of the top players is their ability to create some extra time for themselves. And you see they never look stressed, as Sung Ji-hyun has done so far. They never look rushed.
Testing. Testing, please.
Yeah, she broke the string of her racket, so a new racket, and wants to just test out the new one.
Thank you. Service over. 14-8.
Oh, wow, that is nice.
Service over.
It's hard physical work, isn't it? When you hit from the back, you hit down, make sure you take it early at the net, you get pushed to the back again. But if you're prepared to do that hard work, it usually pays dividends.
Exactly. I think that was a perfect example from Ohori there.
Oh, look at that. That's another one of those instinctives. I know where the gap is, and I can just place it there because I've got the skills.
Exactly, particularly when Ohori plays it a little bit faster. She doesn't give herself the time to recover and cover the other side of the court, and there was so much space as Sung Ji-hyun could find.
Overdone it. I do wonder,
15,
Ollie, whether
9.
Ohori should be using the back of the court more before she goes for these angled downward shots.
I get the feeling she's just trying a little bit too hard. That's beautiful. But she's trying to put Sung Ji-hyun under pressure. When sometimes she doesn't have the opportunity. She's gone a little bit too flat from the net. And Sung Ji-hyun is a tall player, and she's able to cut that off and intercept it.
Yeah, she is tall, 175. That's 5'9". Oh, what a shot! Well, that is perfection.
11,
Looked as if she was going to lift it. Then checked the shot at the last moment. Look at that. Hits the top of the tape. Trickles over. You don't see better than that. It's short. What a good rally. Brilliant. What terrific follow-up.
12.
Bided her
15.
time. That was more patient play from the left-hander. The slice down the line follows up beautifully. And that just guided shot across court into the open space. And that's wonderful women's singles tactics. Yeah, well, you follow up, I'm going to prove that I can do the same thing. That's always a sign of a champion too, isn't it? do the same thing in reply that you've just done to me.
Thank you. Oh, no. Ready to play. 16, 12.
This is a big point. This is important. Oh, that was going long, surely. Yeah, that certainly has gone long.
Service over. 13, 16.
4 of the last 5 points to the Japanese youngster.
Yeah, she's really making an effort to direct most of her attack to the backhand side of Sung Ji-Hyun when she can play from the back of the court. She's a lot more passive on that side in her defense. If Ohori hits hard to her forehand side, however, she steps in and hits it hard, and there's a lot more pressure on the return. Like that.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Fourteen, 16.
5 of the last 6 points now. Yeah, and it's the recovery as well. After she played the shot, she was already moving back to the base position. Oh, good defense. Overdone it.
Service over. 17, 14.
There it is again. That slice down towards the backhand side of Sung Ji-Hyun.
Service over. 15, 17.
Missed it. Missed it. Well, it's quite clear what tactics
over.
have been decided upon by the
18,
Japanese coach and Japanese player.
15.
It's going long. Oh, crikey, she took it.
Double.
2 points away from this opening
19,
game. Sung Ji-Hyun.
15.
Yeah, Sung Ji-Hyun's looking for that down her backhand side now. She's covering it. She's stepped into it. Took it early. And that, of
15.
course, the danger when you play cross-court in singles. If your opponent does get it back, all they've got to do is a straight block and you've got the full diagonal of the court to scamper. So, 5 game point opportunities.
Game.
And takes it the first time of asking.
First game won by
21-15.
Sung Ji-Hyun. 21-15.
20 minutes of play for that opening game. And Sung Ji-Hyun just showing why she is the #1 seed calm in a crisis. She always did enough just to get through that opening game. Ohori, Japan, she played well in that opening game. It was very clear what her tactics were. But I think that Hyun has cottoned on. I think she's beginning to look for those attacking shots down her backhand side.
Second game. Level. Play.
So, Ollie, with the start of this second game, is there something that the left-hander should be doing differently? Do you agree with me, first of all, that perhaps Hyun is beginning to look for that attack down her backhand side?
I think that last point there towards the end of the first game did show exactly that Hyun is starting to realise now that that's where most of the attacks are being directed. But to be honest, Aya Ohori was playing catch-up that whole first set, and she just couldn't get close enough to put any real pressure on Hyun. So I think she should continue with the way she has been playing until we see some more evidence from Hyun that she knows what's going on and that she's able to counter it as well. It's one thing to be able to identify what's being played against you, and it's another to be able to actually do something about it.
Yeah, good point. It's a good rally. Oh, look at that. Yeah, no wonder coach applauds. Just watch the racket head here from Hyun. Look at that slice. That glancing blow across the flight of the shuttle.
Service over. 1, 2.
Yeah. Well, I see perhaps a little battle at the net developing. Net play is absolutely vital. We've talked about that for years in men's singles, haven't we? But I think the women's singles is developing so rapidly that I think that the net play and the control at the front of the court is almost as important in women's singles now as it is men's singles.
Exactly. I think we talked about it earlier as well about Ohori trying to hit from the back and be early on the net, and just the importance of being early on the net when Hyun there in the previous rally was earlier than Ohori and just managed to put it into the open court, because you can play it faster the higher you take it.
Yeah.
3, 2.
That is terrific.
Service over.
Yeah.
3.
Slice from left-handers do actually have a difference in badminton. I can never understand in tennis why everybody keeps saying that the left-handers serve when swinging from the ad court has an advantage against a right-hander, because a tennis ball is spherical. So there's no difference in spin, but of course a shuttle, because of the way the feathers are put into the cork of the shuttle, a right-hander and a left-hander playing in essence exactly the same slice. One's hitting with the feathers, one's hitting against the feathers. So it is a totally different spin with a left-hander as opposed to a right-hander. That's going wide. Yeah. The more physical this becomes,
5.
the more
Right.
I perhaps favour Ohori. I wondered about that quarter-final Ollie the other day that Sungji Hyun played that hour and 14 minutes. That was brutal. We watched that, didn't we? And I mean, she looked exhausted at the end of it. Oh, well, with shots like that, that blows my theory to pieces.
Again, just the benefits of being early on the net, isn't it?
Service over.
You take it that high, you can play it that flat,
4.
put more pressure on Ohori at the back of the
5.
court. But yeah, even though that quarter-final was brutal, it's the only match that's been 3 games that she's played this
Yeah.
week, so you wouldn't say she's had a really tough week.
She has played a lot of tournaments. This is her 6th tournament of the year, though.
Yeah, now that's something that could take a physical toll,
Yeah.
and a mental one as well, actually.
Mm.
5.
Yeah, this is
4.
her 4th tournament this year, Sungji Hyun, where she's been in at least a semi-final. So it's not just the number of tournaments, she's getting through round after round after round. That is nice. That's a couple of times where she sort of sways her body and moves her arm back as if she's going to lift it, and then just blocks it to the net. It's lovely.
6.
Yeah, it's so nice. She's that early. She has 3 options. She has that shot that she played, which was a clean winner on that occasion. She's had the cross-court net shot, which she's also played for a clean winner. And then when she holds it like that, she can push it straight down towards Sungji Hyun's backhand as well. So she really doesn't know where it's coming.
7. 5.
Well, Sungji Hyun being allowed to have a quick timeout.
Thank you.
No, I have to say that, you know, the number of times I've watched Sungji Hyun, and she always seems to have a persona of being tired, and then she just keeps going and keeps going. So, you know, there's me immediately thinking, does she want a timeout? Is she feeling the pace? But I've seen it before, and then she just storms on.
Yeah, exactly. We saw it in the quarter-final on Friday evening, where she was, 10-11 behind at the game interval in the 3rd game, and then she takes 11 of the next 14 points. So, like you say, maybe it tricks her opponent into thinking, okay,
7.
maybe I can take it a little easy now, and then it's not the case.
Fault.
Yeah.
7.
Immediately she hadn't given it enough forward momentum. there's the net battle. Yeah. Vying for supremacy at the front of the court.
So it's over. 8-7.
Oh, that was going wide, I'm sure. But it was taken. It's purely academic because of its played. And because she was so wide, this one, I'm sure, was going wide of the sideline. This one there, that's it. And it leaves a big gap across court.
Yeah, she's already been vulnerable down her backhand side. If she starts hitting things that are even wide,
Yes.
then...
That's super. Well, there was a round the head shot played there by Ohori. It made me wince. Oh, yes, goodness me, contorted the back. I don't know how they do that. I'd be in hospital for a month.
Thank you. Play.
I learned to backhand. I didn't play shots like that. I learned to backhand.
Simpler option, right?
It's over.
Yeah, you can't do
8,
that nowadays. Games
9.
advance so much. In my day, I saw playing backhands. And do you remember the Danish sweep backhand that some of us women's singles players used to use? Crikey, that wouldn't last 2 minutes today, would it? Oh, that's clever. Oh, she's overdone it.
9.
Well,
All.
it was the punch clear deep into the forehand corner. Here it comes here. That's the one that I was talking about or alluding to in the opening game that I wanted to see more of. Play her to the back before you try going for the winner at the front. Oh, of course, you've got to keep it in. That's nice.
So it's over. 10. 9. Play.
Just wide. Well, this next rally is going to decide who has the advantage
10.
at the mid-game interval.
All.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
11.
That is extraordinary.
Interval.
Oh, is she all right? She's awfully slow to get up.
Button.
She's hurt herself. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear me.
Referee.
Oh. Oh no. No, no, no. Well, it was the most extraordinary defensive shot. Oh, well, it was that right foot.
Yeah, she's just missed a step, hasn't she? Yeah.
Now, is it Achilles or is it ankle? Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's in physical distress, I know that. Oh, this is absolutely tragic for her. Such a good game.
The following partners, Sky City Auckland.
Well, I knew immediately she was so slow to get up. I mean, normally. Now, what's she pointing to? Is she pointing? Is it Achilles?
I think it's the ankle, but
Yeah, the medic has gone and put her medical supplies right in the way, so we can't. It's probably deliberate, so we can't really see. It's supposed to be confidential consultation, isn't it?
there we go. That's a better angle.
Yeah. Well, she's already got that ankle heavily strapped. You can see that because that's strapping underneath the sock. Well, I mean, she did get it. She was did awfully well to get the shuttle back. Oh, yes.
It's almost like she's overstretched the top of the ankle there.
Yeah. Now, of course, she's entered into the India Super Series, then the Malaysian Premier Super Series. Now, of course, unlike tennis, in badminton, we don't have a set time for medical treatment. It seems to me that she's had some cold spray or numbing spray on that ankle, and well, oh, there we go. Last two winners from Japan. Last Japanese winner of a Grand Prix Gold winning singles event, not here last year. One since. I'm going to leave you to ponder that.
Oh, I should have a think about that and get back to you.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. Another left-hander. Shall I help you?
You might have to, I think.
Sato
Sayaka Sato, of course.
in Korea
Okay.
at the end of last year. Korea Grand Prix Gold.
She's the former champion here as well.
And the year she won here?
Looking at that trophy, I think it was 2011.
You are absolutely correct. Well done. Oh, I might have to come up with some trickier questions.
11-10. Play.
Well, these next few rallies are going to tell us all about the severity, I think, of that injury.
Yeah, I just wonder if the number of tournaments that she's been playing this year and the frequency of those has had something to do with it. It was a freak accident, of course, but when you're competing at this level for so long.
No, she seems to be moving okay. Well, that was a test of movement in that rally.
11.
And to cover a lot of court.
Oh.
Just wide. That's good judgment.
12.
The problem is,
11.
Ollie, when you're an athlete and you do pick up an injury, instead of focusing on your tactics and what shots you're going to play, you can't help but focus on, you know, the fact that there is an injury. You don't want to aggravate it more, especially in this Olympic qualifying period. I think she's pretty safe with Olympic qualifying, to be honest. But, you know, it just distracts your focus.
Yeah, it takes incredible mental strength to be able to block something like that out. especially in a final like this, and like you say, with the Olympics coming up. That was a great shot, but yeah, it's certainly going to play on your mind, and as high a standard as it is here in a Grand Prix Gold event in New Zealand, obviously the Olympics is the pinnacle for everybody in our sport, and to be not playing there because of an injury you sustained a few months earlier would be devastating.
Yeah, but I don't think the injury was that severe. I mean, she wouldn't be playing on at all. So yeah, I appreciate the point, but, you know, I think in her mind, you know, she's in the middle of a period of a lot of tournaments. You know, either you've got to say to yourself, no, I'm okay.
So it's over. Inside. 13.
Well, the line judge called it in.
12.
Korean coach and Sung-ji Hyun
In.
all thought it was out.
I saw it. In.
Now the umpire confirms the line judge's call.
12.
Well, that's going to disturb her focus even more. Well, 1-1. 1-1 on calls. That looked mighty close too.
13. 4. Aya.
Especially watching her movements, lunging forward to the forehand side, because with a right ankle injury, that is the movement that's going to be most awkward, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah, she seems to be okay moving there, and also to the forehand corner in the rear court sometimes if she's a bit later, but from that,
yeah,
she looks
look at
strong.
that movement, yeah. And there. Yeah. Yeah, good block. It's a pity because it was such a good rally.
15. 13.
Missed it.
So it's over.
Well, I suspect
14.
the next 2 or possibly
15.
3 rallies are going to have a huge bearing on the outcome of this match. Oh, good smash. Yeah, you could just see how she got Sung-ji Hyun out of position. Slightly slow back to that base position. And then the opportunity to play the winner. This is the one that did the damage. That one there. Look how she's having to bring up her left leg to push herself back.
Exactly. And of course she has to worry about the backhand side as well, where things have been directed for most of the match so far.
15 all. Yeah. Not going for the lines, directing her attack
16,
straight at Ohori.
15.
1, 2, straight down the middle. Huge margin for error. That's experience, isn't it? This stage of the match. That's a good clear. Big high clear. What a good rally. That's wide.
17, 15.
This is where a player like Hyun puts opponents under so much pressure, because she does get so much back that you feel you've got to hit the line.
Players.
And you think the only way you're going to win the rally is by a perfect shot. And there is no margin for error. And like that, it's just wide. Well taken. Ah! Well, I do like to see the attempt of taking the shuttle off the top of the tape,
15.
go for the net kill, but it simply wasn't good enough. Well, we said she's calm in a crisis. Look at that. No panic. I know I can get that back, and I'll just play it into the open space.
Yeah, just complete faith in her own shot quality.
Brilliant. Well, every match I'm watching
Service over.
Ohori, I'm
16,
getting more and more impressed.
18.
Good rally. Oh, that's nice. Magnificent.
Good choice.
Oh, sensational! What a rally!
19, 16.
And a totally unexpected shot to finish it off. Where on earth did that come from? That is brilliant.
No drinking, please.
The umpire trying to stop her having liquid, but Hyun is also taking her on board.
They must be continuously.
Oh, well, that's a
Chong.
little harsh after such a wonderful rally, isn't it?
19.
Oh, he's right. Technically, he's
16.
right, but you know, I think after a brilliant rally like that, and crikey, they've been on court for 50 minutes now, and it's been badminton of the very highest quality.
Play.
So he's 2 points away from a second Grand Prix gold title this year. Just long. Well, she'll have to work for it.
So it's over. 17,
Well,
19.
Japanese players renowned for their fighting spirit. Can she come back? Missed it. That's another one of those provoked
So it's over.
errors. That feeling she had to go for the line.
Match point,
But
17.
in trying to do so, making the error. And it is now 3 match point opportunities for Sungji Hyun.
Play.
Yes, sinks to her knees. A second Grand Prix gold title this year. A 9th Grand Prix gold title in total. Well, the #1 seed has withstood the pressure, and
Match
she was
over.
under
Song
severe
Ji-hyun,
pressure today
21-16.
because
21-17.
Ohori
Thank you.
of Japan put up a brave fight, and she is a player that I hope we see a lot more of. She's hugely talented, but take nothing away from Sungji Hyun. What a wonderful women's singles final. Absolutely tremendous. (21-15), 21-17, the margin of her victory. Well, Sungji Hyun, we know what quality shot she's got. But I thought the battle at the front of the court was really intriguing. Oh, yeah, well, it still makes me wince to look at that again. Well, we saw good rally after good rally, didn't we? Yeah, the victory secured. A second title this year and a first title here at the New Zealand Grand Prix Gold.
Champion in 2016 of the SKYCITY New Zealand Badminton Open. How difficult was it to prepare for an unseeded player?
I already tell them, so she gonna answer.
뭐라고요?
경기를 할 때 이렇게 시드를 안 받은 선수가 경기를 할 때 얼마나 힘들었는지 물어.
일단은 경기를 준비하면서 맨날 이제 하루 전날에 코치님들하고 같이 영상을 보면서 이제 많이 그 파악을 하는데 아무래도 오늘 조금 그 연구를 했던 게 좀 잘 됐던 것 같아요.
She before one day she analyzed matches against her opponent, so they can help a lot for her.
Was the injury break much of a distraction?
Yes, definitely. 처음 I told them already. I asked her before, so I guess.
Okay, let's see if we can get an answer out of her. The question here is, how important is it to be playing this well in an Olympic year?
이 경기를 통해서 올림픽이 다가오잖아. 여기 얼마나 중요한 이 경기가 얼마나 중요한지.
일단은 지금 이제 올림픽 그 포인트 기간이기 때문에 아무래도 지금 이제 있는 경기가 좀 중요한 대회인데 아무래도 이제 우승을 해서 조금이라도 더 좋은 이제 랭킹을 가져갈 수 있게 된 것 같아서 네, 좋아요.
in Olympic race, end of April, she's gonna finish Olympic race. In order to win this tournament, she maybe got a more seeding, good seeding for her. So she's very happy for that.
Congratulations, Sunji. You are a champion in 2016 here at the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much to you too. Beautiful badminton today. Yeah, it's interesting that players not only thinking about Olympic qualifying, I suppose, as we said, the fact that she is virtually secure of her Olympic qualification, she's actually thinking about winning the tournament. Will I then get a seeded position at the Olympic Games? It's all so complex, isn't it? I'm a great believer that if players just focus on winning the next match and how they're going to win that next match, the tactics they're going to use, then the results will come anyway. And then if the results are coming, then of course you'll get the high seeded position. But the fans here really have been treated to an excellent first final here at the Sky City New Zealand Open Grand Prix Gold. Huge Asian community here in Auckland, and there is a great badminton set up here, lots of clubs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the presentation at the Sky City New Zealand Open for the women's singles final. Would you please welcome our officials and finalists to the presentation podium. Making our presentations, would you please welcome a 7 times winner of the New Zealand women's singles title, the first in 1951. It is her name on the trophy. Please welcome Heather Robson. And President of Oceania Badminton and BWF Vice President Geraldine Brown. First, we acknowledge our officials. A presentation to umpire Justin Zhao from New Zealand. And a presentation to our service judge, Sydney Garlos, New Zealand. And we now acknowledge our runner-up in the women's singles from Japan, Aya Ohori. Your champion at the 2016 Sky City New Zealand Open, winning the women's singles from Korea, Song Ji-Hyun.
What a fantastic week Sung Ji-Hyun has had. A second Grand Prix gold title of 2016. Sky City New Zealand Grand Prix gold to go with the Saeed Modi Grand Prix gold in India in January. And a 9th Grand Prix gold title in total.